Yes, so I'm back. Yeah, guys. So I was telling you that again, good afternoon and why I welcome you all. I'm so sorry we are 10 minutes late, but that's okay. Good things take time, frankly. So, now there is no hassle and we can start and we can spend our next, 1 hour, 30 minutes or around 2 hours all together. And today in this workshop, you will get everything whatever you should know about case report forms. Okay, so today we are going to talk about case report form, and I have a lot of answers and a lot of questions to ask you, and a lot of new things to tell you, and even I will take you through the entire uh, one of my own, which was my PhD, which was one of the largest registry in India. I brought my own case report form today to discuss with you, to completely dissect with all of you. And so live experiences I'll give you on the case report form. And definitely I'm very sure that next 1.5 hours is going to be very interesting. So first of all, because we are conducting this free workshop, free hands-on workshop with you, so there are some rules and regulations for all of you to understand very clearly. Okay, I see, because now CliMed is organizing a lot of webinars, lot of workshops every week, free of cost. Even sometimes in last, 1 month we have conducted. This is our fifth workshop or webinar, which is free of cost, and we are getting the audience of almost 3,000, 4,000 registrations. And then, every time I see there are 500, 600, or in last workshop there were 900 people live joined us, right? 850 people joined us live. So there should be some rules and there should be some regulations for all of you and for all of us as well. So first of all, your mic will be off. Everywhere you cannot speak. You have to write your questions and your queries, whatever is there in the chat box. Okay. And the second thing is, which is most important, certificate, right? So you all will get certificate, whoever is attending, but only on one condition. You have to be with me at the end, till end. Okay, you have to be with me till the end, and you have to attempt the quiz. There is a quiz at the end. There are some multiple choice answer questions. Okay, multiple choice questions at the end of this workshop. You have to attempt that quiz, and if you are not attempting that quiz, I will not, issue your certificate. My team has special instructions and very, strict instructions not to give any certificate, because after workshop, I get a lot of complaints from you. Sir, we just left 5 minutes before. Couldn't fill the feedback form. We couldn't fill this form and all. If you are not filling the form, or you are not attempt today, there is no form. There is, feedback, and there is feedback. I think somebody is writing, okay, uncle. Yes, definitely better. So no problem. That's okay. There are some mischievous elements as well. I would love them to leave if they don't want to learn. That's okay. I don't mind, whatever they say. Or, there are always, people who come to disturb, and who don't want to learn and disturb others as well. So guys, that's I'll tell my team to take care of these things. Whoever is this, and they are creating the nuisance, take care, please guys, please take care of these people. Yeah. And then I'll tell you one more thing, guys. I'll tell you one more thing, that if you are not attempting for the quiz, you are not going to get the exam. Okay, you are not going to get the exam, right? So I mean, you're not going to get the certificate. Now the next thing is, you know before I, go ahead with the quiz, I go ahead with the entire workshop. I would like to tell you some more things about, CliMed, because you must know, if you are attending the workshop, you must know about the workshop, you must know about the, CliMed, you must know about me. So I'm Dr. Ajit. I'm the founder and CEO of CliMed, and I take, a few classes, some classes on, pharmacotherapy, cardiology, and clinical research. That's my domain. And I did my PhD in cardiology that I have done in 2019 itself. I have finished my PhD in cardiology from esteemed college, one of the India's top college, Kasturba Medical College, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal. And now I'm working for ICMR as scientist C or research scientist 3, we call them, right? So I'm working working for ICMR for last 5 years, and uh, I am also working as the National Director for Research at WHF. So I believe I would be justifying with this workshop, and I have published more than 60 papers in all index journals, good index journals with good impact factors. And I have done I've done the work. I have worked on almost 7 crores of the grant till date in last 10 years of my PhD, and after PhD, post PhD things. I have worked almost on 7 crores of the grant, right? And in that, my the one of the largest registry in India is included heart failure registry, and that I'm going to show you today. Okay. So along with that, one more thing, before I proceed, there are some more courses which I am proudly and very gladly would like to launch today itself, okay, in front of you. So you are witnessing the launch of our new course. I'm just would like to show you guys. So just give me a moment. So CliMed has come up with a fantastic course in clinical research that we are launching today, and this course is a something which is very new. So I hope you can see the screen. This course is we especially designed, keeping all our healthcare friends, our healthcare students, and professionals in mind. This certificate course is, the title itself is How to Become a Clinical Research Investigator. How to Become a Clinical Research Investigator, professional certificate training course for medical and dental students and professionals, especially focused on, because see, when we teach other healthcares, they don't need some specific things, but when MBBS and that, so we have added that phys for dental and medical students in this course. In this course, we have added a lot of things, lot of new things for our MBBS and BDS, BHMS, BAMS people, so they can also come and participate in the clinical research. So this course is nothing but 6 months executive diploma in clinical research and project management. Okay, this is the clinical research diploma, executive diploma in clinical research and project management. This is for 6 months, and this is definitely a gateway to enter the medical and pharmaceutical research and regulatory industry. So after that, I'll just show you that about CliMed. We have a lot of courses. We recently, closed the dates for medical writing diploma and CDM and AIML and pharmacovigilance. So if you guys are interested, today is, the day as I'm taking the workshop, you will get a chance again to register for medical writing and CDM as well. And if you would like to register for pharmacovigilance and AIML, you can check our website and you can contact us, right? So in this course, this particular course is designed for MBBS, BDS, and PharmD students, which are, working in that. All the doctors, researchers, academicians can, attempt this course. And after this course, they will definitely get the deep understanding of clinical research fundamentals, developing the practical skills, and all the regulatory landscapes we are going to talk about, right? And in this course, you are going to get the certificate for diploma, you are going to get the additional certificate for ICH GCP guidelines, and you will get 100% placement assistance, reference letters, recommendations, and you will get the class recordings as well, and all the trainers. This course is completely designed, fully designed, and fully taken by the mentors working in the renowned clinical research industries like GSK, Novartis, Synapse, IQVIA. And if you look at the curriculum, this is a 3-page curriculum, and you will see everything is included. Introduction to clinical research, study protocols and design, informed consent process, good clinical practices, site setup, feasibility assessment, whatever you need for being a clinical investigator, clinical research investigator, everything is included in this course, including from patient recruitment, patient retention, clinical trial operations, adverse event reporting, and then, data management and documentation, and then, monitoring, clinical trial monitoring, clinical trial auditing, inspections in clinical research, how to make budgets, how to handle the budgeting, and, the financial management, quality assurance in clinical research, and clinical research ethics. And you will have a lot of workshops on career pathways and opportunities and mock interviews. And at the end, we have also included, especially for MBBS and BDS students, special modules on scientific writing and publication. So how to write a manuscript, how to select the appropriate journal as well, right? And there will be, see, this is a very easy course to take up, because there will be every week live interactive class for 2 hours. There will be some assignments and case studies. At the end, there will be one, exam for the certificate. So this particular course is starting. This particular clinical research diploma is starting on March 2nd. Exact after 1 month it is starting, and it is open for public from today itself. You can register from today itself. So last date of registration will be February 23rd. And this is our first, kind of diploma where we are including our medical friends also, BDS and MBBS people. We kept the limitation to 50 seats only 50 seats, because there are many hands-on practices. There is end-to-end engagement. So, it should be easy for our faculty members to, manage. It should be easy for our faculty members to, manage these, participants, right? And classes will be only on Sundays, as you can see, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. From every Sunday, there will be 2 hours class from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So no hassle, you can join it. Okay. And there'll be online mode, Zoom meetings, and the course fee for our diplomas is just, as you know, it is just 10 to 20% of the market rate. It is just 4,999 for this course. And clinical research diploma, we are running for almost 4 years. This is, I think, our, in different formats, clinical research, I think it is 28th batch. But this course is completely, designed differently and for you guys. And then you can also register. If you have not registered, you can register for medical diploma in medical, diploma in medical writing also. Especially if you forgot it, today you can register. I'm extending this, for you only for today. If you forgot to register for medical writing or clinical data management, you can register by today evening. I'll share the links in the groups also. I'll tell my team to share all the links in the groups as well. Right, guys? So with that, I'll stop sharing and I will go ahead with the workshop. So thank you very much. If there are any questions, you can keep later, keep for the later. And while workshop, you can ask your questions in between as well. No problem at all. Okay. So is this helpful for BPharm students as well? Yes, definitely. And somebody is loading the whiteboard. Can you please turn off the whiteboard? I'll come to know who is he. Okay. Can you please turn off the whiteboard? Hi, Hola Xiao. Yes, best. My team, please take care of these things. Okay. Please take care of such things. Yeah. Okay. So guys, let me share the screen. So I have no slides today. Okay. I have no slides today because I have come up here with all my experiences. Okay. With all my experiences, I have come up with all my experiences. Okay. I have come up with all my experiences, and those only, I'll be sharing with you. Right. So here, I hope you are able to see the OneNote. If yes, please say yes, guys. Please write yes if you can see this. Okay. I hope you can see this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. Perfectly fine. Great, guys. So there are few questions what we'll be solving before going to creation of the CRF case report form. First of all, why we need the CRF? Why we need the CRF? Does this course program has practical hands-on training? Yes, definitely it has the practical hands-on training. Yes. So guys, tell me why we need CRF? Why we need case report forms? Everyone, please answer. Why we need CRF? What is the agenda behind creating the CRF? Yes, to collect the relevant data for our research. Yes, to collect the relevant data for our research, to collect the information. Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me tell you. Let me tell you how it goes, right? Suppose we want to do a research. We want to do some, research project. Suppose I'm doing a research project. So what I'll be doing is, first of all, guys, focus now. First of all, I'll be writing a protocol. I mean, I'll be coming up with the questions that the, you know, professional format. Like first you have to find out the question, then you have to go for the review of literature, and then you support your question and then make the aims and objectives, right? So question and aims and objectives are the first thing, aims and objectives. And based on the gaps you have to find out, and based on that you will come up with the aims and objectives for the research, right? And once you come up with the aims and objectives, you will make a plan, right? You will make a plan, like how to conduct the study, how to conduct the entire research, right? And that plan is called nothing but protocol, right? Protocol. And protocol writing we have discussed in our last class, last workshop, right? The workshop we have conducted 2 weeks back. That protocol writing we have conducted there, right? Protocol writing we have discussed there by our Sarabjit ji, that we have already discussed. But what after protocol writing, right? After protocol writing, I'll not tell. After aim and objectives, after aim and objectives, when you are planning for protocol, right? Protocol, right? When you're writing the protocol, so what you need in the protocol and why you write the protocol. Protocol is usually to get the ethics approval, right? To get the ethics approval. And protocol is a plan, or I'll say a guideline to follow while conducting the clinical research. While conducting the research, any research, when you are conducting, you need a protocol, and you need to submit it for the ethics committee. You need to submit it for the ethics committee approval. So after that only you can start your research. You can start collecting the patients. You can start collecting the data from patients once you get the, because see, here we are talking about clinical research, so definitely it is about the medical and pharmacy and other research where we are including the human beings usually. Okay, so clinical trials, right? So when we are collecting the data, we have to have a format, right? After protocol, or when we are submitting the protocol, first of all, let me tell you one more fact here. When you are submitting the protocol, along with that there are multiple elements, there are multiple annexures, or there are multiple documents to be submitted, right, to the ethics committee, because they need the entire plan and the entire document, how you are going to proceed with that, right? So those in the annexures, or in the documents you know attached to the protocol, right? Right, to the protocol. So first thing in that is nothing but informed consent form. Informed consent form, because if you are getting any participant, any human participant, or any human participants of any age, so you will take an informed consent form, either from the patient directly, or the patient participant directly, I mean patient's legal guardian directly, if the patient is kid or mentally unwell. So I mean, the first thing is informed consent form. Without informing the patient, or without informing the patient party, you cannot go ahead with the clinical trial, or you cannot go ahead with the medicine what you are supposed to give, or whatever intervention you are supposed to give to the patient, right? So you need informed consent form. So when we submit the protocol, you need informed consent form, and informed consent form should be in the local language, in the proper manner, and that will go along with the protocol, right? And not only the informed consent form, second thing which will be attached here is CRF, right? CRF, case report form, right? This is case report form, what we are going to discuss today. Case report form. What is case report form? Case report form is, based on the like the requirement of the study, based on the requirement of the aim and objectives of the study, like what kind of data we need to get the conclusion of this study, or wants to conclude the aim and objective, wants to justify the aim and objective, what kind of data we need to support, All right, we need to support our aim and objectives, so we can collect the data, we can analyze the data, and we can support our hypothesis behind our aims and objectives, behind our clinical research project what we are doing. Correct. So that's why we need the CRF. So CRF is the only document which will help you collecting the data. So now let's start with CRF. Let's start with CRF. I'll not go into the protocol submission and all. I'll be starting with case report form, CRF, right? So CRF, let me take an example here, right? See, previously, first of all, let me share a little history and all about the CRF. So first of all, CRF will give you one systematic and continuous and systematic, continuous, and what else, equal, I mean same similar type of data from each and every participant, right? If you are collecting the data from, like, suppose I'll give you an example here. Suppose Novartis, right, or any company, ABC company, wants to conduct a clinical trial on any drug, right? Any drug, there is a clinical trial going on, right? They want to conduct a clinical trial of any drug for cardiovascular diseases, for CVDs, right? So these clinical trial they wants to do in three continents, 60 countries, and almost 1,200 sites. Sites means the hospitals and all, right? 1,200 sites. So if Novartis is sponsoring almost, suppose $2 to $3 billion for, only one study, and they want to do it, in a good, proper manner. So they will go with a unique plan for each and every patient from all continents, from all countries, from all sites, right? So they will just change one thing, that is language. Okay, they will change only one thing, that is language, and another things will not be changed. But yes, according to the regulatory requirements, like Indian regulatory requirements are something different, and US regulatory requirements are a little different, and EU are different, European Union EMA, European Union Medicine Agency requirements are different, and Australian are different. So there are some different formats of regulatory submissions. But when it comes to the data collection will be similar, exactly similar at every site. All 1,200 sites, it will be similar, right? At all 60, in all 60 countries, it will be similar. There is nothing, there is nothing will be changed, right? So maybe parameters, some parameters, if, like, suppose in India, the LDL is measured in mg per dl. In USA it is measured in mmol per liter. So those things will be changed. Definitely the the fact of the matter is only the units will be changed, only the those things will be changed in all the CRFs, but the format of the CRF will be similar everywhere, will be similar everywhere. It might be changed in the language, like if the site is in Spain, then the CRF language will be in the Spanish. If the site is in Australia, it will be in Australian English, okay? Or if it is in USA, then English. Then if it is in Japan, then Japanese. If it is in India, then in India also multiple parts. If it is in Karnataka, then Kannada. If it is in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, it will be in Telugu. If it is in Delhi, it will be in Hindi and English, right? So just the language change, but the the similarity in the questions, similarity in all the characters and questions, and type of questions will be similar everywhere, right? So this is the one thing, and that's why we need one CRF to create while submitting to the primary ethics committee. So we can say them like, okay, throughout the research, this CRF is going to work out. Similarly for the consent form, in the consent form only, also the only the language will change, but everything will be similar, because we want the similar results from each and every patient. All suppose from 12 sites they are collecting 20,000 patients. So from all 20,000 patients we need similar data. we will just differentiate, or we will just change the things based on the locality, based on the geographical differences, based on the countries. We will differentiate the data. We will say, okay, from India this much anemia, from USA this much anemia, from Australia this much anemia, or this. I mean, the results will be differing. Results will be differing from country to country, or from site to site, but the format of the content will be same. Right. So first thing, when you are creating, that's, I mean, that is again one of the important aspect why we should make the CRF, because CRF we are making to keep the uniqueness in data collection, right? To keep the uniqueness, keep the similarity in data collection at every site, right? And then CRF types, if you look at, first type is in the traditional way, as I was telling history. So previously, everyone used to, even now, many sites, I mean, almost every site, when it's a big clinical trial, multinational clinical trial, or even the student based clinical trials, institutional clinical trials, the thing goes with paper based CRFs, right? I mean, you make a Word file, or you make the questionnaire, and that questionnaire will be printed on the paper, and that you will go to the patient or the participant, and you will ask them the questions, whatever is there, or you will give the CRF to them to fill, right? So the paper based CRF is the best thing, because first of all, you need to save the data. You don't want to lose the data. And as whatever AI and whatever backups, whatever digital era is there, whatever technology we have, still we are scared of losing the data, right? Losing because of maybe corrupt algorithms, maybe due to the corrupt hardware, due to the hacking. I mean, there are a lot of reasons, right? So we always believe on the paperback CRFs in the clinical research, when it's a multi-centric, and when we are spending millions and billions of dollars in that, right? So, and even because clinical research is a very what we the sensitive thing, so we need to keep the data for the records for years, almost for 5 years, 5 to 15 years archives. We have to keep the data for records monitoring, right? Otherwise, it will be anytime if the audit happens, then if they find any kind of discrepancy in the data, discrepancy in the results, so they'll come and check the baseline data, or check the original records, right? So that's why we need to keep the CRFs, paper-based CRFs, right? But nowadays, what happens is, in the big clinical trials, again, it is not feasible to, collect all the data on paper, paper-based CRF, and send to one site. And who will do that? So what usually we do is we create eCRF. We create eCRF, right? eCRF. eCRF is nothing but your electronic CRF, right? Electronic case report form, right? Electronic case report form. So what electronic case report form? Electronic case report form is similar. It is same thing. It is same thing. The same thing, whatever you are keeping in the paper-based form, you will be either making the application for the mobile, or you will be, keeping that in the Google form. Or this is like if you are, doing a survey, or if you are, if you want to do some, institutional based registry, or institutional based studies, or if you want to do some small scale clinical trial, or small scale clinical studies, then you will make a Google form or something. But when it goes to the industrial clinical trial, the big clinical trial, when you you are really involved as a clinical research investigator, clinical research associate, or clinical research person, or director, or mentor in international clinical trials, multinational clinical trials. So what you do is, you need one electronic case report form, and that is formed by the clinical data management system people, that is formed by the people who are working in the statistics, and the investigator. And there is a committee, a special committee for CRF formation, right? So they will find out what kind of questions are necessary, what kind of questions are required, what type of questions, what should be the length of the questionnaire, and what type of things they want to include, what is the aim, objective, what is the hypothesis, what is the gap in the research. So all the things will be considered, and then they will make a CRF questions, and then they will create one website that is usually called as RMS, right? Research management system, that is usually called as research management system. So they create the research management system and electronic CRF, right? And they will give access to all the investigators, all the sites, and from each site they will come and they will fill the form. They will fill the form that is called eCRF, electronic CRF, electronic case report forms, right? So the data from electronic CRF will go to the server, and that will be stored in the server, and that will again will be stored with the sponsor, right? And that will be analyzed by the sitting team of statisticians, biostatisticians, and the people who are expert in the clinical trial data analysis and all, right? So I mean, that's the process of eCRF usually they do, right? And then when we create CRF, right? Our main agenda here is to like how to develop the CRF, how to develop the case report form. So development of case report form, right? Development of case report form of CRF. So see guys, CRF looks like case report form is a very simple term. It's a like thinks of some question and options and maybe things, but that's not so easy to create, because each type of research methodology needs different type of questionnaires, right? Different types of questions. I mean, questionnaire is questionnaire, CRF is CRF, but different type of questions, how to start the questions, how to end the question, what should be the body of the question, if it is multiple type of questions. Like suppose I'll tell you one thing. So let's start with the very basic types. Okay, types of research. Types of research, right? First, do you know what are the two types of research, guys? What are the basic two type of research? Can someone tell me in the text box? Everyone, what are the two basic type of research? Yes, expecting a lot of answers. Observation and experimental. Fantastic. Anyone? Descriptive, analytical, retrospective, prospective. Okay. Observation and interventional. Fantastic. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful. Lovely. Okay. Anyone wants to answer from the YouTube, guys? From the YouTube? Anyone would like to answer? Observational and test and retrospect perspective. Okay, fine, guys. Fine, 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 fine. Perfect, perfect. But all wrong. Okay, all wrong. Why? Why all wrong here? Let me tell you guys. Why all wrong? Yes, something I got here. Quantitative and qualitative. Yes, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative and qualitative. Yes, that's the real answer. Qualitative. Okay, quantitative and qualitative. Then quantitative is again going to experimental and observational. Okay, experimental and observational. Observational. Okay, experimental and observational, right? In experimental there are clinical trials, there are community trials and all. In observational there are case reports, case series, case controlled, and the cross sectional cohort studies, all are in observational. Okay, in experimental are interventional, observational and interventional are quantitative. Okay, type of quantitative. And in observational there are the case report, case series, case controlled, cohort, and cross-sectional. Cross-sectional. These are the 5 types usually in this. And in experiments, there are multiple types: randomized control trials, non-randomized control trials, community trials, and those are the types of clinical trials, interventional studies. Okay. So based on these, yeah, prospective and retrospective is the timelines. Prospective and retrospective is timeline. Like if you are collecting the data from the past, that is that is retrospective. If you are collecting the data from present and the future, and I mean from the present, that is called as prospective study. Prospective study and retrospective studies are the types of research based on the timeline. Okay, based on the timelines, right? That is different. But usually the types, when we're talking about types of research methodologies, there are two types. One is quantitative, one is qualitative. So quantitative or qualitative, both can be done prospectively and retrospectively. These are just the timelines for collecting the data. These are just timelines for collecting the data. And there are few people who have written about the types of data also in that. But this is the actual thing, quantitative or qualitative, right? So when I'm talking about qualitative, let's talk about qualitative first. If I'm talking about qualitative, what's there? What is this? Qualitative means you are collecting the data in text form. Text form means you are interviewing something, you are collecting the data in in the text form, in paragraphs, and open answer, and or usually open answer questions. You give them the answer, you don't give them the close end questions, you give them the open end questions, and you get the answers, and then you try to crisp them, you try to get the conclusion out of that, and then you analyze that data. Right, then you analyze that data, usually without the use of statistics, or sometimes you use the statistics also, but usually sometimes you don't use the statistics in qualitative data. Suppose you are asking someone's opinion, you want to ask the opinion of the people on current government, current budget, or anything, that is qualitative. But when you go to quantitative, you have to do the study or any kind of research in numbers. Right, you have to play with the numbers. Whatever experimental or observational, you have to write in the numbers. So that's the primary difference between CRFs, case report forms. If you're doing a qualitative research, and if you believe that there is no qualitative research in clinical research, there is a lot of qualitative research. Lot of qualitative research happens in the healthcare science, pharmacy, medical science. Lot of qualitative research happens. Okay, so if you are doing a qualitative research, your questionnaires should be different. Right, your questionnaires would be based on the real life experiences, based on the opinions, perspectives, and all. But when you're doing quantitative, your questions must be framed in coding forms, in coded forms. Like you can code them easily, right? And there are also, when you are working in the quantitative research studies, you can give them different codes, you can give them different names and all. So there are some there are two types of again data, two types of data when you are working on the quantitative research. One is so you guys help me if I'm correct me. One is in the quantitative type of research. In the quantitative type of research, again I'll tell you, there are two types of data. One is quantitative data, one is qualitative data, right? Not qualitative, one is qualitative data, right? One is qualitative data types, right? So quantitative data is what? Measured. What is it called as? Continuous data, right? Continuous data like your age, your heart rate, your your respiratory rate, your blood pressure. Continuous data, right? And then there is discrete data. Discrete data is again in the numbers. Discrete means the numbers, the limited numbers, like number of children's, number of asthmatics, number of cars in the house, like that. The simple, I mean, not more than 10 15 I mean, not more than 10 to 15 numbers maximum, right? So like number of kids, 3, number of kids, 4, 5, whatever number of asthmatics in last 1 year, 2, 3, 5, 6, whatever number, right? That's discrete. And in qualitative, again, the data type is there is the category. I mean, it is also called as categorical data, right? Qualitative or categorical data. So categorical data is again two types. One is ranked, and one is non-ranked, or this is called ordinary data, and this is called binary data. I mean, ordinary and non-ordinary, or ranked or non-ranked, right? Ordinal or nominal data also we call it. Nominal data, right? Nominal data or ordinal data. So ordinal data means when your ranks, when your the data is in rank form, or data has an order, right? Nominal means where the answers are there, but those are not having the rank. Those are not having the rank, right? What is first one? Means continuous and discrete, right? Continuous means there is the number which has usually the decimal, which has a very vast range. And discrete means there is no usually big range, and there is no usually what we say, the The decimal we don't keep, right? Suppose I'm writing the heart rate, right? Heart rate could be 0, heart rate could be 300, right? Heart rate could be 0, heart rate could be 300. So there is a vast range, right? If I'm writing age, right? Age could be, 1 month also, 1 day also, 1 minute also, and age could be 100 years also, right? So different type of units and, vast range, and age could be 1.5 year, right? 18 months, 1.5 year. But when we talk about discrete, there is no 1.5 children, 1.5 episode, 2.5 car, right? So there is usually no decimal. Yeah, so there are different distances. I'll not go into that deep part here, but that is the data type. So based on data type only, we keep our questions. We keep our questions here, right? First one is qualitative, again is quantitative. Yes, data types. Yeah. So yeah, discrete and continuous is quantitative. Categorical is qualitative. Categorical is qualitative, discrete and continuous is quantitative. But here, these are not in that aspect what I told you, the study types. Those are study methodology. Okay. Those are study methodology, which I just talked, initially, like there are two types of study. One is quantitative, one is qualitative. Qualitative, now just forget qualitative, we are talking about quantitative only. In quantitative only, if I'm talking about data types, this is data types, not methodology. Data types are two types, one is qualitative, one is quantitative. So the difference here, I'll not go, if I go to this difference, that will be too much. Okay, because see, when I'm talking about, like, suppose quantitative data type, quantitative data type, I'll tell what is the heart rate, you will tell 60. I'll tell what's the age, you will tell 90 years, or 60, or if I ask you BP, it will be 140 by 90, right? So everything is number. Everything is number, right? If I talk about qualitative type of data, qualitative, this is going to help you in CRF creation, qualitative data. So qualitative data type means, like, if I'm asking what is your pain out of 10, out of 10 pain, can you measure your pain out of 10? You will say, sir, 6. So 6 is the rank, right? If I tell you, like, what you are studying now, you are studying in, so I'm studying in 11th standard, right? What is 11th standard? 11th standard is high school, right? Higher secondary school, sorry, higher secondary school, right? Higher secondary school. So this is again a rank. If I ask you what's your blood group, you will tell, sir, B plus. So B is again a group or category, right? So this is directly you, this is not numbers. This is not number. This side are not numbers. So that is qualitative data type. And this side you are telling direct numbers, that is quantitative data type. Understand, that is quantitative data type. So now it will help us in creating the CRF. Now, guys, I'll tell you, I'll come to the direct practical scenario. Theory is done. In that, there are multiple type of questions based on the qualitative data, quantitative data, open end, close end. So no, so when you are doing a quantitative research, you don't need the open end questions. Usually, you need the close end questions. Okay, so I'll come to that directly. I'll come to that directly. So here, I'll give you one title. I'll give you one title. Okay, suppose I'll give you one research title with aim and objectives, and let's create the CRF with all of you, with the help of all of you. Let's create the CRF. Let's create the CRF, right? So, yeah. Okay. One sec, guys. Then we will create the CRF. I'll give you the case scenario. Let me go down here. Yeah. So the question here for all of you is, suppose you want to do simple, very simple. I'll take you through. Okay. Prevalence of type 2 diabetes mellitus in patients with patients with what? CAD, patient with cardiovascular disease, patients with coronary artery disease. Prevalence of type 2 diabetes mellitus in patients with CAD. Okay, CAD. So here your population is CAD patients, coronary artery disease patients. Those are myocardial infarction. Usually myocardial, I'll take myocardial infarction only. Okay, this is your population of myocardial infarction, and you are seeing how many are type 2 diabetes mellitus. How many are type 2 diabetes mellitus, right? So my guys, focus here. My first aim will be differentiate the prevalence based on gender, education, income. Okay, let's keep it like that. Then two, you know, characterization of population, clinical characterization of population. These are two aims and objectives. Like these are two objectives of this question, of this uh, research. Okay, you got it? There are these two are the objectives of this research. Prevalence of type 2 diabetes mellitus in CAD patients. First is differentiate the prevalence based on different genders, education, income, and then you have to characterize the entire population. Clinical characterize the entire population. Clinical characterization means their demographics, their clinical symptoms, their history, their medication history, their medical history, their I mean all the things you have to do that. All the things you have to find out in that, right? You have to find out all the things in that. So based on that, if I want to make a CRF, if I want to make a CRF, how would you start, guys? What are the parameters you want to keep in the CRF? I want to know your views first, and then I'll go with mine. Then I'll tell you. Yes. Yes, people. Patient ID, age, gender, height, weight, BMI. Okay, what age group you belong to? Adult population. Adult population, suppose. Age, weight, gender, education, patient history, past history, 11 investigations, patient data. Okay. Patient data means what? Man Suthar. Patient data is what? Patient demographics. What demographics? Age, BMI, past history, age, gender. I want comprehensive answers. History. Okay. Allergy history, age, gender, patient data. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Very nice. Yes. Yes. People from YouTube also, please answer. I'm seeing. I'm seeing on my iPad, guys. You please answer. Yes, people. You also have to answer, right? People from YouTube also have to answer. Okay. Yes. Diagnosis, patient data included past medical history and all. Okay. Wonderful. 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 Very nice. I'm getting wonderful response from you people. I'm getting wonderful responses from you people. Now let's start with my perspectives. Let's start with my perspective. So guys, yes, perfect. So I am telling you according to my experiences because I have done almost 15 projects till date. So based on my experience, how do you divide the case report form? How do you divide the case report form? First of all, suppose keeping these objectives in mind, keeping these objectives in mind, divide your questionnaire, divide your case report form, right? Divide your case report form in multiple parts, right? In multiple sections. So what could be the major sections? I'll tell you. Guys, focus here. I want your attention here. Major sections in this CRF, in the particular CRF, major sections. First of all, definitely the study details. Study details. First of all, study details. Then second thing is what? Second thing is participants. What? Participants demographics. Anthropometric details. Anthropometric details. Right? Patient details. These are and demographics and anthropometric details. Okay. Then clinical history. medication history in that, medical history, surgical history. Guys, focus here. Surgical history. You can make notes also later, no problem. Recordings will be there with you. Okay, surgical history, allergy history, and then, I'll come to the next part. But before, I think I forgot something. I forgot something. After this two, there'll be something to be add about the patient, that is social history, right? That is patient's personal details, right? Not the clinical history. Social history is not the clinical history, right? So demographics, anthropometric details, social history, and then clinical history may, medications, medical history, medications, surgical history, allergy history, and family history, right? Family history. And then come to the current clinical characters. Current clinical characters. Clinical characters. What? What you will do in this? You will check out for what? Signs, symptoms, right? Sign and symptoms. Then you will go for laboratory investigation. Laboratory investigation, primary laboratory investigations, like all type of laboratory investigations. In laboratory investigations, like your hematology and all, I'll give them in biochemical investigation. And after biochemical investigation, there is radiological investigation, right? Radiological investigations like ECG, echo, or maybe MRI, CT, and X-ray, and then histopathology, right? Histopathology after laboratory. And then I'll go to slowly initial treatment, whatever given there, right? If you are following the patient in hospital, initial treatment you need. Whatever you need, I'm talking about whatever you need based on that. But usually for this registry, initial treatment, then, what we can go ahead is, maybe if you need very critical data, then change of the medicine every day, like medicine, change of the medicine every day and all, then follow up medicines. These are the things you need to follow. Now what I have missed here is, can someone tell me what I actually missed here in this content? What I actually missed in this content? Lifestyle history. Okay, what I exactly missed here is risk factors and etiology. Risk factors and etiology. Okay, so where the risk factor and etiology will come is it will come here only. Risk factors and etiology. Right. I will describe this all one by one now to you. I'll describe this one by one. Adverse event interactions will be later when I'm talking about medicines. When I'm talking about medicines, interactions, everything will be there, right? Interactions and everything will be there. So let's start with the first thing. Let's start with the first thing, study details, right? Study details. Guys, what we will be keeping in the study details? First of all, study name, right? Study site name, investigator name, sponsor details. Sometimes no need. Sometimes if it is required, then you keep sponsor details, otherwise no need, right? Date of recruitment, date of recruitment, date of consent. So date of consent and date of recruitment are different. Suppose you took the consent of the patient today and you are collecting the data tomorrow. Okay, that is different, guys. That is different. Remember that there are always two separate. It could be separate date, it could be similar date, right? So if you are recruiting the patient today, if you are getting the consent form today, then keep the consent date today and data collection tomorrow. Why it is? There is a huge difference when the patient is suppose admitted. So there will be drastic changes in 24 hours or sometime whatever time you're taking, maybe in the health, maybe in the quality of life, maybe in the investigations, maybe in the lot of things are there which can change during the hospitalization. So like suppose at maybe the patient, when you took the consent it was fine, but when you are collecting the patient's data, the patient is not fine, right? So there are different parts and different things which changes over time, right? So you have to ask, I mean, you have to keep the separate dates, right? So usually in the study details, study name, study site name, investigator's name, date of recruitment, date of consent, and patient number, right? Patient number, like patient ID number. We don't keep the names usually for that, but usually we take the names. See, we take the names for the data, but that is anonymized later. Okay, so we don't keep the patient name directly in the CRFs. Okay, so patient's ID number like hospital number or something for the identification, patient's ID number we take, right? And then the second thing I was talking about here is we will start with demographics, right? Demographic details. Demographic details. So what will be there in the demographic details? There'll be a lot of things in demographic details. There'll be a lot of things in, usually demographic details, right? Uh, yeah, patient initials we can take definitely. So yes, patient initials we take usually, like if someone is Pramod Kumar, we take PK. Someone is Ajit Singh, we take AS, right? So patient initials we take, right? So demographic details. In the demographic details, definitely first is patient's name or initials, right? Initials. Then second thing is gender, age, age, address if required. All the things till now are mandatory. Okay, gender, age, and these are the mandatory things. And other things what I'm now writing are not mandatory, are if required, right? Like address. If you want to map the, like in this particular prevalence, I want to map the story. I want to map the story of diabetes. Like, okay, 100 patients from this district and 100 patients from 200 patients from this district. If I want to map the disease, then I'll take the address. I'll take the their city name or their pin code, and then I'll map them. So address sometimes is required, right? According to if you are looking for immuno problems, or if you're looking for infections, certain exposures. So in that case, we need the address, and then we need their education, because many studies are completely based on education, like disease knowledge, perspective, and usually KAP studies, knowledge, aptitude, and practice studies are based on the education, like how much educated the patient is, they will behave accordingly, right? So address, education, and occupation. So occupation is one of the very important thing. Again, if needed, suppose I'm doing a study on lung cancer, like lung cancer. So occupation is very important. If the person is working in such a place or such an area where he is exposed to the dust, he is exposed to the gas, or he is exposed to something which is not feasible for his lung. Or suppose he's living in such states or such countries, like suppose in India, where IQ, I mean this air quality index is very high. In Delhi it is very high, or in some other part of the country where the AQI is very high, or where there are the high chances of the pollution, or which can affect the lungs, right? So in certain cases, yeah, working in the coal mines, or yes, dust areas, coal mines, so occupation is very important for that, right? Suppose suppose I'm doing this study for CAD. This study is particularly for CAD, right? So in this, again, occupation is very important. Like suppose it will tell about the work stress of the patient, work stress of the participant. Like if the participant is a what we say, the IT person, right? IT person, he's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's a hardworking person, he's a white collar, he's a he's non-white collar. So all these things impact, right? So your when you are creating the CRF, it is very important to follow, very important to keep all the aspects there. All the aspects you have to keep all the aspects you have to keep there, right? So occupation is very important. Education is again important, especially in the in the study types of like knowledge, aptitude, and practice, KAP studies, if you have heard of surveys, right? In that, education is very, very important, right? Where the people knows about reading and answering, their decision making power is good, right? So those things are very important. And address for mapping, occupation, and these things are quite needed for the demographic details. And again, one more important thing which could be impacting, that is income, right? Income of the participant or income of the family. Usually we take the income of the family. When we check, we take the family income to check the socio-economic status. We take it for socio-economic status of the patient, right? Which socio-economic status the patient right now lives in, right now the patient lives in, like, he's a middle class family, he's lower middle class, upper middle class, or upper class, or lower class guy. So based on that, we decide like how much the patient can be spending on the their healthcare or their investigations, or what could be the financial burden on the patient. So those things could be decided, those things could be decided accordingly, right? Insurance details sometimes if it is needed, otherwise no. Yeah, we can take this also. Now the main thing here is we have these terms in demographics, but how to write, right? How to write? Suppose I want to write gender, right? Suppose I want to write gender. This is a qualitative analysis. So how to keep the gender? You just cannot keep gender and ask the ask the patient, who are you, male or female? No, he will tell male, am male, whatever you write. No, there should be, guys, now it is the actual thing what you should know, what you all should know. So when you are making a CRF, you should be very particular and unique with every answer. You should be unique with every answer. Unique with every answer means, what does it mean by unique with the every answer is what? Every answer, if I'm telling you that you should be unique with every answer, what does it mean? What does it mean? So it means, like, see, ultimately when you want to go to the Excel sheet should be unique, otherwise you need to do a lot of data cleaning, right? So if I'm telling you, you have to make a gender form, right? Gender. So gender will be like this: gender, right? Male, female, or if you want to write male, female, right? Or maybe if you want to keep others also, other, or whatever you want to keep, whatever however differences you want to keep, whatever number of genders you want to keep, that's up to you, right? Demands of the study, right? So you have to keep it unique for everything, and then you have to tick male, yes, female, yes. You have to tick on that. Your data should be unique in every form. It is not like on the word page you just write gender. I will write by hand male, somewhere you will write male, somewhere you will write m, somewhere you will write mal, somewhere you will write mle, somewhere you will. So if you are typing that the same thing in the Excel sheet, you are gone. You're gone. Why you're gone is you will take another 3 days, 4 days, 5 days in data cleaning, right? So it is always justified and it is always suggested to every investigator, like when you are making a CRF, you should be unique, you should be consistent in typing the data, you should be consistent. And now when you're creating the CRF, you have to consistent only once, you don't have to be consistent every time, right? You have to write it once, and similarly you have to fix in the Excel sheet, or whenever you are taking the data, like directly to the SPSS, directly to the SAS programming, or wherever. It should be unique, it should be unique. That is very, very important. Yes. So data cleaning is a very time consuming effect, a very time consuming task. So, and data analysis is not possible when you're having definitely the when you're having the messy data. When you have such data, your data cleaning is taking a lot of time, and your results are not going to be cool. Your results are being impacted, because if the data is not cleaned, if data is messy, you are definitely forgetting something. It is guaranteed. When you are doing it for 500, 600 patients, data cleaning is not 100% correct every time, I'm telling you. So that's why a unique, a consistent CRF is important, right? If you're like gender and age, very important, very, very important to discuss with. See, people. I have seen a lot of people, lot of PharmD students, lot of MBBS, MD students I work with. I am working as a PhD co-guide. I'm working on, DM's thesis is, I'm working with them. I'm giving them the tasks and all. I'm giving, I'm analyzing their data. So, when I'm seeing their data, they're like, age, they don't want to work, right? They don't want to work. Age, 2 months, 3 years, 35 years, 14 days, 35 days, 40, 40 months. Like, what is this here? One patient is 2 months, one patient is 3 years, one patient is 35 years, one patient is 14 days, one patient is 35 days, one patient is 34 months, 40 months. Can you analyze such data? Can you really analyze such data? Not at all. Otherwise, you will take at least 1 day in correcting only your age. Okay, 1 day. So second thing, which is very important, creating the CRF, keep your unit consistent in the entire data set. If you are asking for age, if you are looking for age, if you are keeping the age, it should be consistent, either in the days, months, years, minutes, whatever is there, it should be consistent. Usually we go with the minimum, what we say, the unit. Minimum unit is days, right? You can go up with the days, you can go up with the weeks, you can go with the, like, if you're taking 18 years, then years is fine, right? Months is fine. You can go ahead with that, but you should keep your units identical everywhere in that. Similarly, it happens with something called dates, right? Dates. How do you write dates? How do you write dates? I have seen hundreds of the, examples, hundreds of the example. You will write, today's date is 2nd February. Somebody is coming up with this. 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 Somebody is coming up with this, somebody is coming up with this, right? Somebody is coming with this. Somebody is coming up with this. Somebody is coming up with this. Well, you can write it whatever you want according to your convenience, right? But in data analysis, you will be gone. Your data analysis is not at all possible in such situations. So you have to create one format for date, which will be used in entire data set, whether it is 1900, or whatever you want to keep, like suppose 10, 12, 25, or whatever data set. You have to keep one identical date everywhere. Everywhere, whenever you are keeping the date, your date should be in one identical format. Otherwise, it will be very tough for you to analyze the data. Understand? So it is very important, guys. It is very important. Address, again, address, you should keep it unique. Like, you should not, write something like that. You should keep it unique. Like, suppose I want to just keep the city and all. I don't want to do that. So you can divide that in two formats again. If you want it like in rural or urban, you write rural or urban. Find out if it is rural or urban, tick on that, rural, urban. That's all. You don't have to keep the 37 by 3, this nagar, this city, this pin code. No, keep just rural or urban. Okay, if you want to keep, like, if you really need the city name, then just keep city name separately and keep the pin code separately. Unique data. Understand? You don't have to write the full address. It will be a mess in analysis. Right, it will be a mess in analysis. Nowadays, geotags are going on. You can keep in the Excel sheet, you can keep geotag also, right? Like, okay, where's your address? Mangalore, here. Your address is Delhi, here. Dehradun, here. Ahmedabad, here. Just keep the geotag. Done. That's very, very important, right? Education. Again, education is divided, like, you don't have to keep in the 10th, 8th, 6th, 4th. No. I mean, if it is a study, if it's a study is requiring, you can keep that. But if it is not, then always keep it like illiterate, primary, secondary, higher secondary, graduate, postgraduate, doctorate, postdoctorate. Like that, you should keep it in different formats, right? You should keep in a unique format for everyone, where you can at least keep all the patients, I mean all the participant in one frame. okay, in one frame of education, one frame of income like 1 to 10. You cannot, and again, very important thing, like suppose occupation, again, occupation, you can keep white collar, non-white collar, or labor, non-labor. You can divide that into the broad terms. You don't have to write like, okay, he is tailor, he is teacher, he is vendor, he is you don't have to do that. You have to, when you are writing, when you are making a CRF, you have to be very particular with every question of CRF. If you want a good data analysis, if you want good results, you have to be very particular. Suppose I'll come to another part here, income, right? Income. How we'll write the income? Or age. Again, I'll go back to the age. Age is not just about, the unit of age. Like, as I told you, you should be unique, but age, suppose how you will divide the age groups if you want to include suppose I mean, first you can write the age and then you can divide. How would you divide the age if you want to, keep directly in the CRF, like what is the age group? How would you divide the age? How would you divide the age? That's very important, right? That is very important. You should divide the age again very carefully, right? Like the group, whatever the gap you are choosing, it should be equal. It should be equal. If you're taking like, okay, more than 18 years you are taking, up to 70 years, right? Up to 70 years. How will you choose that? How will you do that? So it's okay. There are 2 years because adultery happens at 18 years according to the law. So what you will do is, okay, do it like 18 to suppose 25 years, or 18 to 30 years. If you want to keep a gap of 5 years, if you want to keep a gap of 10 years, you can keep 18 to 30 years, then 30 to 40, 40 to 50, I mean 40 to 50, 51 to 60, I mean like that, not 50 to 60, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, like that. If it is 5, then 18 to 25 will be the first range. Then then what will be there? 26 to 30, 31 to 35, 36 to 40, 46 to 50, 51 to 55, and 56 to 60, 61 to 65, 66 to 70, like that. You have to be very particular. you know you have to be very, very particular when you are writing. Keep the gap similar. Okay, keep the gap equal always, whatever number comes in that. Okay, like suppose in last group only 5, in first group there are 3, in next group there are 100. That's okay, but based on that you can change the groups also later, but always keep the gap similar. Keep the gap similar. Understand? I hope it is clear, guys. Clear? Clear here? Okay, so we talked about demographics. We talked about demographics here. Next is anthropometric details. Next is anthropometric details. Now there will be not much time. Okay, we can finish it very, very soon. In 20-25 minutes, we can finish everything, right? Or 30 minutes maximum. Anthropometric. First of all, tell me what are anthropometric details, guys? What are anthropometric? I'll write one more thing. I think I forgot that. Anthropometric and vital signs. Vital signs also. I'll keep anthropometric and vital signs both together. Height, weight. Okay, perfectly fine. BMI, height, weight. Yes, guys. Physical examination. Oh, no. No. Physical examination is different. This is not physical examination. Physical examination is a medical term. Anthropometry is different thing. Collection of body measurements. Absolutely. Yes. No heart rate, no hypertension. Ah, yeah. Heart rate you're talking about. Okay, vital signs. Okay. Heart rate. Fine. Cool. Skin fold thickness. Yes. Waist, shoulder. Yes. So usually when I'm talking about anthropometric details, no HBASR is biochemical investigations. Okay. Anthropometric details, when I'm talking about, this is like BMI. And when I'm talking about BMI, that will be definitely height and weight, right? BMI, height, weight, waist hip ratio, right? Waist hip ratio of diabetes I'm talking about. So you have to take waist hip ratio, right? Waist shoulder ratios, right? And then vital may you have to take blood pressure, SBP. I mean, you have to take blood pressure. Then you have to take, suppose if you want respiratory rate, you want heart rate. Yes, these are the vital signs usually. Heart rate, BP, respiratory rate, BMI, heart, shoulder. Yeah, right. These things can be taken. Waist circumferences, right? Oh, I don't want chat GPT answers, guys. I want your answers if you know that, particularly your answers only. Okay. Yes. So now this is like, uh, this is anthropometric. Now I want to tell you one more very important thing here. Very, very important. See, when you're keeping BMI, it's not necessary to keep in the paper format. Okay. It is not necessary to keep BMI in the paper format. When you are making the Excel sheet or when you are making the electronic format, it will be automatically calculated. You just have to keep the height and weight of the patient. Height and weight of the patient, and BMI will be automatically calculated. BMI will be automatically calculated. Right, SpO2, yeah, I mean SpO2 and all these things can be included if it is needed, definitely, yes. Okay, now I'll emphasize more here on blood pressure. Blood pressure. What is blood pressure here? See, if you want to keep blood pressure, you cannot keep like 130/90, right? You cannot keep in one column, you cannot keep 130/90. Otherwise, it is not measured. It is not, till now it cannot be directly measured or directly analyzed, right? First you have to separate it. So always keep SBP different and DBP different. What is SBP, DBP? Systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure. You have to keep systolic blood pressure separately, diastolic blood pressure separately. You have to keep systolic and diastolic separately, right? And then only it will be easily measured. It will be easily measured, right? And all these things are anthropometric. Then the third thing what I uh, you know was telling about is social history, right? Social history again is, you are a smoker or tobacco chewer or alcohol consumption or any kind of you know illicit drug, MDMA, heroin, or whatever, or addictions, yeah, substances abuse, whatever is there, right? Whatever is there, you have to talk about that in the social history. You have to talk about that in the social history. Like, so in smoking, when you are keeping, that's different again. You have to be different according to your objective. If you just want to know that if the patient is a smoker or not, then just write yes or no. Simple, done. Smoker, yes and no, choose one. If you want to, like, suppose you are working on oral cancer medicine or clinical trial or oral cancer study, then you have to go literally deep in smoking and tobacco chewing. Like smoking, yes or no? If yes, then reformed or current smoker, right? Like sabse pehle, first, like smoking, yes or no? Then if yes, then reformed or current, right? And if current, how many cigarettes packs per day, right? And then if reformed, how many years reformed, and how much, for how many years he smoked. Similarly for tobacco, similarly for alcohol consumption, similarly for illicit drugs. So these are the things what you have to take, and you have to keep in that, and separately and nicely you have to make uniquely your things. Okay. And then the next part, what we were talking about is where is that? Yeah, here. Risk factors and etiology. Risk factors, guys, see, so there are like risk factors. Again, risk factors, you have to, choose like, hypertension for CAD, and, maybe the liver problems, infections, or obesity. So again, you can choose them, you can keep them yes or no, and years of duration of the disease, right? Like that, you can take up like duration of the disease, right? Duration of the disease and all you can take, right? And similarly for the etiology, in etiologies, if the sedentary lifestyle there, yes or no, or junk foods, yes or no, veg, non-veg, yes or no, those things you can keep in the etiologies and risk factors. In the etiologies and risk factors. Right now, let's come back to the basic first. Then clinical history. Again, medication history. You can write which medications they are taking. Right now, medical history. What was the medical history in past 6 months, past 1 year, or in the lifetime? If the patient had any disease, what's the duration of the disease? It was corrected or not? If it is current, ongoing or not? Right. And surgical history again, like some patients undergo yeah, genetic history is also very important. Genetic history is important. Comorbid conditions are also taken. I mean, based on your aims and objectives, you can keep them. Okay, based on objectives, you can keep them. Yeah, surgical histories, allergies, if the patient is allergic to someone, family history, if there is someone who is in immediate blood relations having the similar disease, like the your parents, your grandparents, your siblings. So if you have that, you have to keep the details. Then current sign and symptoms, yes, no, when did it happen, how did it happen, those sign and symptoms you have to keep. Laboratory investigations directly will come, like what is the HB, what is the these things. So I'll show you now my thing, because everything like will be similarly, based on that only you will make the options, either quantitative options or qualitative options, right? Data type, I'm talking about data type here. Qualitative data type or quantitative data type, you will keep according to you. Like as we have seen, yeah, genetic history is also important. As we see in here, suppose we were planning for demographics. In demographics, you must have seen this. See, gender is binary. Again, gender is qualitative data type, male or female, there is no number, right? And education is again categorical, right? I mean, primary, higher secondary, I mean, primary, secondary, higher secondary, graduation, and all. This is rank, right? And if you are in this only, if you are going for age, age is qualitative. Qualitative means measured. I mean, the continuous data type, right? So those are different things. So you can make all the things accordingly, right? Now, let me open the example for you. Let me show you my own database. I mean, my own. Yeah, just give me 10 seconds. By the time you can, write your questions as well. Just uploading this. Yes, guys, it's here. Okay, so here. I hope it is visible to all of you. If it is visible, please tell me yes. Guys, where is this? I lost it completely. It is visible? Perfectly fine, guys. Perfectly fine. Wonderful. Great. Okay. So, guys, look at this. Look at this. See, study type. Department, you can see here, Department of Cardiology, Kasturba Hospital, Manipal. This is my own PhD CRF I'm showing you. Okay, this is 6-page CRF. I had almost 580 variables in my PhD study, what I did from 2016 to 19. And you can see this is the MHR study CRF. Here the patient details, patient number, date and time of admission, date of discharge, right? This is about the study type. I mean, study details. The first section here is, you can see, is study details. Study details, time of admission, date of discharge, patient number, and MHFR study CRF is this. And then here you have to keep the patient details, patient's ID number and all, right? You have to keep the patient ID number and all, right? And then if you look at this details, patient details, patient name, usually for the to make the anonymous, definitely, or patient initials, then age, gender, year of birth, date of birth we need, patient informed consent taken or not, yes, if yes, yes, no, no. What was the date? Caregiver informed consent was also taken in my study. So caregivers informed consent, yes, no. Then date, and what was the relation of caregiver with the patient, either it was son, spouse, patient, I mean parent, or anyone, right? What's the lifestyle of the patient right now? Smoking, tobacco, alcohol, current, never, or reformed. I wanted this much only, no years and all, right? I wanted only this much. Then insurance or health program. If it was government insurance, public insurance, private insurance, or the patient is uninsured, there is no insurance, right? So this study, let me tell you this little bit about the study. So here, this is one of the India's largest registry study in heart failure, and we had to collect all the data about heart failure patients. So this is about only one patient, right? Until now we have collected almost 3,500 patients in this registry, what we have started in 2015. Right. So you look at this now. It's very comprehensive. So here we are talking about the insurance. Now look at this. If the heart failure diagnosis when the patient is coming to admission this time, if it is like the heart failure is previously detected or newly detected, whatever the previously detected, the date, newly detected, today's date, right? Primary etiology of heart failure. What was the primary etiology? Either it is ischemia, hypertension, cardiomyopathy, valvular, or anything, right? Then on the presence today, what is the NYHA class or what is the NYHA class? 1 month prior to the admission. What was 1 month prior to the admission? We want to look at like what was the condition, what was the health related quality of life of the patient before 1 month of admission. What was the quality of life? We used to ask using the NYHA, functional class form. And then at the index today, what is the index hospitalization? NYHA class. What's the NYHA class on discharge? Discharge. If patient agreed. No, no. See, if the patient agreed, definitely you can go ahead with the data consent. But here, no, no. See, data, the consent form is not required from caregiver. Caregiver means attendee. Attendee care, attendees confirm consent. We took it because we included the caregiver's education in that. We included the caregiver's education, so we wanted to take the caregiver's informed consent as well. Otherwise, to collect the data, patient informed consent is enough. Okay, patient informed consent is enough. Then, after this NYHA class, symptoms. We started with symptoms. Heart failure symptoms. These are the heart failure sign and symptoms. So dyspnea at rest, yes or no, right? If it is no, then you'll click no. If it is yes, then was it mild, moderate, or severe, right? Similarly for dyspnea on exertion, similarly for orthopnea, similarly for PND, nocturnal dyspnea, similarly for angina or chest discomfort, anxiety, fatigue, weakness. All these things were very, very comprehensively. Similarly for peripheral edema, science, right? Science, physical examination. This is physical examination means science. Peripheral edema, was it up to the ankles only, to the thigh, or anasarca, or no, or unknown, right? What is anasarca, guys? You guys know, I know. What is anasarca? Tell me for the people who don't know. Yes, tell me what is anasarca. Yes, people. Swelling of what? There is swelling up to ankle, there is swelling up to thigh. Generalized swelling. Generalized swelling. Full body swelling. Generalized swelling means the body swelling everywhere, right? On the shoulders, on the body, on the face, on the thighs, on the ankles, everywhere. Swelling of the body usually is generalized swelling, that is called anasarca. Okay, so either the peripheral edema was for ankles to thigh or anasarca, pulmonary rails, JVP, low urine output, S3 gallop was yes or no or unknown. JVP was how much raised, less than 6 centimeters, 6 to 10 centimeter, more than 10 centimeter. No. So look at this, how comprehensively this CRF was designed. This CRF design itself, we were the team of 5 people. We sat for almost 1 month, and we revised it, you won't believe, 12 times. We revised this 12 times, and then we consulted with the Novartis people. They also were using similar CRF. We consulted with them, and then finally we came up to this CRF. Nowadays I have seen the people just write something and come up with the CRF design is one of the art in clinical research. CRF design needs a very great knowledge of the subject and very great knowledge of the research, and you need to make each and every point comprehensively very nicely. Okay, then only the CRF creation is going to be good. CRF is going to be good and collecting all the data, right? Then weight on admission, on discharge, height and BMI. Because height and BMI never changes. Height does not change, right? So weight can change on admission, weight can change on discharge. What's the BMI, right? Medical history. If the previous hospitalization has happened for heart failure or not, yes or no. Date of last hospitalization, number of hospitalizations in last 12 months. We needed that information. Total days of heart failure related hospitalizations in last 12 months, right? history of cardiovascular condition, history of like CAD, myocardial infarction, especially PCI was done or not, CABG was done or not, hypertension, prior HF, atrial fibrillation, ventricular tachycardia, ventricular fibrillation, bradyarrhythmias, valvular heart disease, PVD, stroke. I mean, you can see the comprehensiveness. Non-cardiovascular, history, asthma, diabetes, kidney disease, anemia, sleep apnea, psychiatric conditions, liver disease, thyroid dysfunction, neurological cancer, and then the patients. I mean, this was just the history. Now, what is the current participant? I mean, current precipitant in acceleration of heart failure? Either that is now it has happened because of ischemia or arrhythmia or MI or hypertension, whatever is there, you have to keep the precipitant. Previous device therapy, anything has happened, pacemaker, CRT, CRTD, ICD, ventricular assisting device or anything, yes or no? Yes. If the chest X-ray was done, yes or no? If yes, was it having the congestion? Yes or no? Ejection fraction was like prior ejection fraction, current ejection fraction, on which date? Medication taken, medication history, brand name, daily dose, units. Everything specifically. It's not like that. Did you take the medication aspirin one by one, 1101, 3 days? No. Everything you look the systematic, format. Medication, which was the brand name, daily dose, how much units he has to take every day, right? So the systematic way you need to do that. Then what was the arrival modalities? We wanted to know how, we wanted to know the expenses of the disease, so we had to work on that. Ejection fraction is the measurement of pumping capacity of the heart, pumping capacity of the heart. So on the with the on the basis of ejection fraction, we decide if the person is in heart failure or not. Less than 50 of the ejection fraction is called heart failure. The pumping capacity of the heart is going down, right? So patient, how the patient arrived, like own transport, ambulance or public transport. So based on that, we divided and we analyzed the financial burden of the disease on the patient. Then patient's first evaluation, either he came to emergency, general medicine unit, cardio unit, or cardio ICU, right? And initial treatments, see, look at this, initial 6 hours treatment, IV loop diuretics given or not, IV vasodilators given or not, IV inotropics given or not, other acute heart failure agent given or not. Not only like that, just name and all. First brand name, total daily dose, units, date start time, and date. Everything very systematically. Okay. Then change in acute treatment during hospitalization after 6 hours. First within 6 hours, first then after 6 hours. Vital signs at admission, systolic blood pressure, DVP, up to 8 hours, 8 to 16 hours, 16 to 24 hours. I mean, it was very comprehensive registry you will see here. Right. And then, what was the anti-provenp date, result unit, troponin date, result unit, lab investigations, ALT, AST. I mean, all the lab investigations were there. Right. And then what were the procedures done? Cardiovascular complications, non-cardiovascular complications, procedures during index hospitalization, like ECG was done, then how much number here, Holter, how many, angiogram, how many, PCI, echo, cardiac MRI, CT. I mean, everything you have to mention. And then discharge medications, again, brand name, daily dose, units, right? And the patient's path while hospitalization up to discharge. Like in emergency, he came, how many hours he spent in emergency. In ICU, how many hours he spent, how many days. In general ward, how many days, right? And then if we collected the patient reported outcomes, EQ5D, yes at day 2, at day 5, at discharge dates, and then finally your drug chart, every day 1, day 2, day 3, generic names, brand names, and then region to stop and add the drug. I mean, and then the signatures, right? So this is how you should make a comprehensive and a very systematic case report form, guys. Okay, so what is mean by ejection fraction? I just told ejection fraction is the measurement of pumping capacity of the heart. Pumping capacity of the heart, it tells us like how much our heart is working. If that is in the percentage, so more than 50% is a good heart, right? The sign of good heart. Usually nowadays heart failure happens even with the good ejection fraction, but usually if the ejection fraction goes down, then it is called as heart failure with reduced ejection fraction, and that is kind of a serious situation in everyone's the patient, if they have that. So definitely, so ejection fraction is nothing but the pumping capacity of left ventricular and pumping capacity of the entire heart, how much blood it can pump in one stroke, right? That is that, the volume. सर यस, आपने हार्ट रिलेटेड केस रिपोर्ट दिया है। नहीं नहीं, सी केस रिपोर्ट फॉर्म मैंने हार्ट रिलेटेड इसलिए दिखाया है क्योंकि दैट्स देयर विद मी। बट इफ यू वांट एनीथिंग वी कैन क्रिएट। सो द creation of case report form is similar for everything. Okay, it is similar for everything, right? And you just have to find out, right, what do you want, like psoriasis, rheumatic arthritis case report form. See, in that you just have to change the disease, but the format will be same. See, if you are asking for rheumatoid arthritis, the format will be same. First you have to write about the study details, then the patient demographics, anthropometric history, social history, and then medical history, medical current, medical presentation, clinical representations, clinical characteristics, and then the treatment and the prognosis and the discharge medication. The format will be same only. Whatever disease you want to take, you can do it. Okay, but the format of the CRF development will be similar. Format of CRF development will be similar everywhere. Okay, guys. So now I'm here to ask you the questions. And now, guys, I'm sharing the feedback form with you. I'm in the quiz with you, and whoever is filling the quiz will be getting the certificate. And this quiz form is not shareable in any WhatsApp group or anywhere. Remember that, okay? Otherwise, you are not going to get the certificate. I'm assuring you. Last time you did something like that. Can you send that CRF format PDF? No, madam. No, I cannot share that. That is a confidential thing. I just wanted to show you. You can get this again in the recorded format of this. I mean, you will get the recordings. You can see that again and again. No problem. But I cannot share this with anyone. And guys, so let me share the feedback form. And if you want to register for any of our course, you are welcome. We have launched this new CRF course where you will see, and all what I'm teaching is a part of our medical writing diploma. So if you are interested, or register for if you forgot to register for medical writing or CDM course, please do that. Okay. Here is the form. You have just 10 minutes, guys, to fill that. Okay, just 10 minutes. You are filling this within 10 minutes. I have shared it in YouTube as well. I have shared it in Zoom link as well. Okay, YouTube people, if you have questions, please write. People from YouTube, there are 88 people watching. Fill the form I have shared. The people from YouTube, everyone, fill the form what I have shared. And if you have questions, please write. And if the people who have, people from Zoom meeting also, guys, have just shared. Okay, I'm sharing again. Okay, I'm sharing again. Yes, here is the feedback form. Here is the feedback form. CRF update hota hai, like any changes come into it? No, according to yes, that's a good question, man. So yes, CRF can be changed, but only in very rare cases when you want to change the protocol after protocol deviation submission to the ethics committee and after ethics approval to the protocol deviation, then only you can make changes in CRF. Otherwise, CRF changes cannot be done. Okay. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. And please ask your questions if you have the questions here. And if you would like to, and your certificates will be delivered by Tuesday evening. Okay. Remember that Tuesday evening. Before Tuesday, nobody is going to ask me for the certificates. Fill the form now. Your certificates will be delivered in the groups only, no emails, and by Tuesday evening. Please fill the form, guys. And if you have the questions, please ask me the questions. And I invite all of you to register to the medical writing and CDM course and our new advanced district clinical research diploma course. Please check Rakhi Mishra. I have shared the form twice in the chat box. This is last time I'm sharing. The people now joining and asking for the feedback form. That's not good. Okay, guys, fill the feedback form. Everyone from the YouTube as well. Thank you guys for attending. Everyone, thank you for attending. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, guys. If you have the questions, please suit up your questions and visit our website. And if you miss anything, please register if you want to register for that. And if you have questions, what link are you seeing in the guys? Are you seeing the chat box? I have shared the link thrice. This is the last time. I'm sharing, not sharing. I'm going off, guys. Thank you very much. If no questions, then thank you. See you, guys. Your certificates will be delivered by Tuesday evening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. GCP R3, we can use it. Yes. Yes. Sheikh Ismail. That course is for MBBS MDs and PharmDs, especially who are there in the road to become clinical investigators. Okay, clinical research investigators. That is definitely perfectly, suiting the PharmD people as well. PharmDs are eligible for that course. Yes. AI/ML course, yes, is still open. There are 2 classes done, but you can, go through the recordings if you wish to. You can register to AI/ML course, definitely. I'll share the details in the groups. If you are there in the groups, please get into the groups so you can easily get that. Okay. Yes, you can join another course also. No problem. You can join 2 courses, Sanjana. That's okay. Is certificate internationally valid? Yes. Even our students are working. Please start SAS programming course. I am getting this request from many students. I will look into it when we can start SAS programming. Because right now our instructor is not, fit for, to take the classes. It will take some days. Maybe we'll launch in February midweek. सर आज आज सीआरएफ जो है वो हम स्टूडेंट लोग कब एक्सेस कर सकते हैं सीआरएफ कौन सा वाला ये रिकॉर्डिंग तो अभी भी है रिकॉर्डिंग तो यू कैन सी इवन आफ्टर द इमीडिएटली आफ्टर द क्लास यूट्यूब क्लास इज द रिकॉर्डिंग you can see the YouTube class anytime whenever you want. It is available every time in our YouTube channel, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Life science students can join. Yes, life science student can join the diploma in clinical research. Internship we will start after some time. March batch we will start. May I know which courses are best for PharmD students? Clinical research is best. Medical writing is really good, and pharmacovigilance courses are really good. So it is totally upon your interest, Naz. Okay, it is totally upon your interest where you want to go and which domain you want to choose after PharmD. So it is completely up to you. Medical writing course will start from 16th February, but the last date is over on 31st January. And if you wish to register, we are just opening again the registrations for today. If somebody is left, you can register today for the clinical research. I mean, so for the clinical research, medical writing and CDM and AI, pharmacovigilance, anything. How this course is beneficial for BPharm certificate? If you want to go to the clinical research industry, then it is very much beneficial. Okay, if you are interested in clinical research, and if you want to go to the industry as a CRC, CRA, or if you want to work in the clinical research industry, definitely it is great. Career guidance I'm coming up with, guys. How can you help after completing the course to get related jobs? Yes, that's a fantastic question I usually get. So there are multiple ways we give all assistance to our students and participants by providing them the job openings and giving them the recommendation letters, giving them the references, and forwarding their CVs, and helping them in the finding jobs, and with mock interviews as well. So there are multiple ways to help the people when they are completing our courses. Is the database training certification necessary for CDM? No. How to enter research field after PharmD? You can directly enter to the research field, join as CRC or CRA somewhere, and you can start, or you can start into any clinical research project and start your clinical research. And best is join some courses, add some value to that. Please start 18-1 course. No, guys, 18-1 course is not going to start again right now. It may come again in July, or maybe the later end of this year, but right now we are not in the mood to start it in one, because that got too much expenses to us. A lot of courses we have included in that, and we are completing that, the previous batch. Next batch, I'm not sure when it will be coming, but we have come up with a lot of new courses. Now we have come up with the advanced diploma in clinical research, advanced diploma in medical writing, AI, ML, pharmacovigilance. A lot of courses are there that's suitable for you. I will take the class on career opportunities for pharma. Yes, yes, yes. Placement related courses, mock interviews. Yes, definitely we are starting. Is there any precise tool for case report form development? No, 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 no. If it is I mean, ECRF, definitely you need the technical person to create the ECRF, but there is no specific precise tool to create the uh, CRFs. Fees is 5,000 for the clinical research diploma for 6 months. Yes, PharmD students are eligible for investigator, definitely. I have opened all the ways, guys. I was the first investigator in India after, PharmD. So you guys are completely. Which course do you recommend after B.Pharm to enter clinical sector, clinical research diploma or clinical research certificate courses from wherever you want? Piyush. So clinical research courses you can do some. In which way the course is added advantage for MPharm PhD with 19 years of experience? That I cannot tell you. I can tell you that Dr. Prava, only based on like what was your domain of work. If you are working in the clinical research industry already for 19 years, then I think that course is not going to help you, because this course is for beginners and the intermediate people, intermediate level of employees who are working or who wants to get into the clinical research industry. But if you are working already in the industry for 19 years, then I don't think it's going to help you, because you are already experienced. So please bring the next endocrine system master course. Okay. Which course are helpful for BDS people other than clinical research? For BDS people, see, medical writing is definitely, helpful if you guys are looking for the medical writing and pharmacovigilance. And, this course we dedicatedly prepared for MBBS and BDS only, Dr. Serin. Okay, this course, the Advanced Clinical Research Diploma, is for the people, for you people. And regulatory affairs, yes, regulatory affairs is there. We have the diploma in regulatory affairs that is not right now open for the admissions because batch is already going. So we'll be opening it in March or April. So regulatory affairs diploma is there. Very good course for MBBS and BDS people or MD pharmacology people. Usually we take MD pharmacologies for the regulatory affairs and MDS, BDS people. RA series is okay, definitely. What are the best certificate courses for research associates? This upcoming course is wonderful course for research associates. Sandeep goes. Our course, what we have launched today, I've launched today in front of you. That is wonderful course for all CRCs, CROs, and CRAs. This best course. B.Pharm students are eligible. You can, if you are interested, if you are interested in clinical research, you can join advanced diploma. No problem. Any course with 100% placement? No, we don't provide such fake hopes, guys. We provide 100% placement assistance. We will give you the job openings, we will help you in that, we will conduct the mock interviews, we will give you the reference letters, but we don't give you false hopes of placement. Okay, so we give the quality courses, we prepare you 100% for the job. Okay, that's our side. We don't give you the false hope charging you 50,000, we'll give you the job. And no, we don't do like other institutions. Frankly, this is not offensive, but we don't give you any false hope of 100% placement from our side. We give you the best quality content in this price, which anyone else cannot give you. And we give you the placement help also, placement assistance also. Which courses are helpful for BDS people other than I just told you that's regulatory affairs, pharmacovigilance is there, and medical writing. DPharm students cannot do this course right now, but for DPharm we'll be coming up with some special short-term courses. We conduct the industrial trainings. We have the industrial internships, or whatever is your name, Samsung. Yeah, yeah, you can leave. If you are done with the feedback form, you can leave. Whoever is done with the form, I'm just answering the questions here. Yes, for the entry level jobs in CDM, yes, these courses are helpful. JS, I'll come up with the career opportunities webinar very soon. And pharmaceutics also can do this course anyways, clinical research. A lot of questions, guys. Thank you so much. I am not able to open the link. Are you not able to open the link or you have just joined, guys? Come on. Okay, I'm sharing this. That's fine. You're still there. That's fine. Fill it. Can you launch the courses on pharma management? I'm getting that request also, but I'm finding the good faculty members who can take the live classes, and definitely I'll help. I'll launch that also. Okay. Which is the best course for MSc medicinal chemistry students? Can we apply as clinical research coordinator position? Yeah, you can start, Paul. You can start definitely as a, I mean, clinical research is open for all healthcare, professionals or life science, people. Definitely, you can start that. But I'm very not sure that, right now because uh, I don't know the people with medicinal chemistry. Much literally, so I cannot help you right now. I mean, telling you the career opportunities after this, but if it is the perspective of joining clinical research, you can definitely join clinical research because the people of any life science background can join the clinical research and they can start the career with. Yes. Regulatory affairs, we have already our webinar on YouTube channel. You can go to the YouTube channel and you can check out webinar on pharmacovigilance, medical writing and all. There are already there on our YouTube channel. Okay, guys, so it's five already. Or sorry, it's four already, 2 hours. So I'll take your leave, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. How we use this to publish the report or case series? Somebody is asking from YouTube. How can we use this to publish case? This was the CRF creation, and after that, if you are joining the course, we will be teaching you how to publish the case and all, right? What are the basic requirements to join clinical research after PharmD? No requirements. You are PharmD, you are perfectly eligible, but you should have done your project by yourself to at least tell in the interview that what is GCP, what is ICH, how to write the protocol, and those basics you should know. And that basics only we are, basics and the knowledge we are providing through our courses. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. I'll not take any questions now. You write the questions, I'll take and I'll discuss in the groups. Your certificate will be provided by Tuesday evening. Thank you very much. Fill the forms and I'm leaving now. Bye bye. Yes. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.